All across the world, people are reacting to the news of the 3-day protests that took place at the Citywest Hotel in Dublin. The reason for these protests was because a 10-year-old girl, Irish girl, was assaulted sexually by a 26-year-old illegal migrant that was staying at the Citywest Hotel. He was posing as a security guard and subsequently assaulted this girl, abusing his power. He should have been deported and had a deportation order 8 months prior to this. It's absolutely crazy. This is an absolute insanity that's taking place in Ireland and all across the world. Like I said, people are waking up. Here we have Tim Poole reporting on this. Let's watch.
When are riots warranted? It's an interesting question, and I'm sure we all have answers, but the truth is we will condemn the riots when the moral issue is not aligned with our moral issue.
Yep.
That's why I think it's silly that so many people on the right have long played this game of some kind of like universal morality. And it's just not the case, and this story is going to prove it. This is the story of the riots in Dublin. A 10-year-old girl was reportedly by a migrant. It reminds me of that scene in V for Vendetta when the inspector is narrating what he thinks is going to happen. He says, eventually someone will do something stupid. And it shows that little girl skipping down the street with the Guy Fawkes mask when a finger man, a cop, shoots her in the back, killing her. And then all the locals surround him, and his badge is meaningless, and they beat him to death. Now, when you watch that movie, what are you supposed to feel when you watch that little girl die? The scene is set up in such a way that the little girl is doing nothing wrong. She's just playing and skipping down the street. Just so happens she's displaying a political symbol. The police officer shoots and kills her. An extreme action that is certainly not warranted. You're supposed to feel, to a certain degree, satisfaction watching that law enforcement officer who you know just committed an evil face some kind of justice. It is. Now, perhaps those of us who understand the fear of social degradation would say, we don't want random mobs of people just beating cops. This instance is specific. Now, in this story with the riots, you have people setting fire to police vehicles. Am I going to condemn that? To a certain degree. To a certain degree. However, there comes a line, doesn't there? And the moral line is the real question about what's going on. Why would it be bad for the left to riot against Donald Trump, but good for those in Dublin to riot against their government? Riots are bad. Violence is wrong. Well, the issue is our moral line. And you can answer this question right now. I know you can. I know you understand it. Does it make sense to riot and burn down buildings, firebomb vehicles, because a man who was doing drugs died during an arrest? No.
He's talking about George Floyd there.
It doesn't. In the true facts of the case surrounding George Floyd, those riots certainly were not warranted. Does it make sense to riot against law enforcement when they protect men who are raping children as young as 10 years old? Now you got yourself there an interesting question.
Yeah, very interesting question. And that's what people in Ireland are starting to realize. Like, obviously violence is bad and stuff like that, but I absolutely understand. I'm an Irish man myself. I couldn't imagine my kids being sexually assaulted by a guy that shouldn't be here. We have our own crime here. And obviously people get sexually assaulted from our own people. But this, and the reason why everyone's so pissed off, is because this was preventable. This didn't have to happen. We don't have to bring people from God knows where that are unvetted into our country. We can't even manage our own crime levels in the country now that have gone through the roof, of course, over the last 5 to 10 years. Why do we think that we can handle outside criminality as well?
I'm not going to condone rioting in general, but I'm going to say that you understand full well the same as I do. The emotion that we get from these two circumstances are certainly not the same. There is a time and a place when revolt makes sense. The Dublin police condemned the thuggery after protests outside hotel housing asylum seekers turns violent. 6 arrests made after crowd hurled fireworks and other missiles at officers during a protest following alleged sexual assault on young girl.
This is big.
The story is horrifying. 6 people have been arrested. The riots are pretty crazy. We do have some video I can show you from Rebel News. We'll play this clip for you. You can see the police vehicle set on fire. Fireworks being launched. Irish individuals launching fireworks at police. Very reminiscent to what we see in Portland with the far left. But are you mad? Who are you mad at? I know who you're mad at. You're mad at the police and the government of Ireland for protecting illegal immigrants, quote-unquote asylum seekers, and African migrants.
It's not just North African migrants, though. It's people from the Middle East. It's people from Latin America. It's like people from everywhere, okay? No matter what race or religion they are, like, it's people from everywhere, guys. It's absolutely horrendous to see that people, that the Gardaí are defending these people. You know, that's kind of what it is. You know, they're defending people that shouldn't be here. It's sad. It's a sad case of affairs, you know, in this country, lads.
Little girls. We know it's happening in the UK. We now have a story of it happening in Ireland.
The UK, of course, have grooming gangs.
They say it's alleged, it is reportedly, that an African migrant in his 20s, he's being accused of raping a 10-year-old child.
So for all the Americans watching, I'm actually in Galway. The attack happened about 2.5 hours to the east, okay, in Dublin, in the Citywest Hotel. The Citywest Hotel was bought for 148 million by the Irish government, and they want to basically, it's a money scam, basically, what it is. They're trying to bring in thousands upon thousands of these EU, UN migrants that just help pay for the structure and the government officials. Basically, they're getting paid to do this. And the 26-year-old man that sexually assaulted this 10-year-old, he was working as a security guard. Okay, so he was in a power of authority there as well. And he should have been deported 7 months ago because of being illegally in the country for 6 years. He was in the country for 6 years and only got deportation order 8 months ago.
The police, they're protecting these individuals. So your morals are clear, right? Well, on the left, that feeling you get, they have the same feeling towards ICE deporting illegal immigrants. They think people should be allowed to do whatever they want, walk and go wherever they want, and you oppose this. In what reality would anyone agree with the government protecting child? Strange, isn't it? So, of course, people are going to riot. The Garda, I can't pronounce this. Is it Shachena? The Irish police force.
That's kind of funny. I've never heard somebody actually pronounce, it's the An Garda Síochána, okay? Yeah, I don't know. What did he say? That was kind of funny, actually.
Pronounce this. Is it Shachena?
Shachena? That's actually pretty good. He enunciated it. Like, he actually enunciated it. So much love to Tim Pool. But yeah, the An Garda Síochána, also known as the Guards. To me, guys, they're not the guardians of the peace anymore. They are just the law enforcement, like in the US. Like, they're the same thing, guys. They're not here to protect the people. Let's be honest. Like, that's a facade used by the government. Don't be calling the police the Garda Síochána. Like, I hear a lot of people say the guards. They're the police, lads. They're not the guards. Guards protect people. Security guards protect people. They're there to enforce the laws on the people.
The Irish police force said officers were subject to sustained violence as protesters launched bricks, glass bottles, and fireworks, resulting in the 6 arrests. This is obviously not a peaceful protest. The actions this evening can only be described as thuggery. This was a mob intent on violence against Gardaí. The disturbances flared a day after a man was charged in connection with an alleged sexual assault. Local media reported that he was a 26-year-old asylum seeker and that the alleged victim was a 10-year-old who was attacked at or near the Citywest facility, which is in the Saggart area. A small protest outside the facility passed peacefully on Monday, but on Tuesday night, a far larger crowd threw rocks and traffic cones. A police van was also torched. Police, some with riot shields, helmets, and horses, pushed the crowd back. The Justice and Migration Minister, Jim Callahan, condemned the disturbances. Unfortunately, the weaponizing of a crime by people who wish to sow dissent in our society is not unexpected. This is unacceptable and will result in a forceful response from the Gardaí. I'm just going to say this, guys.
AI. Just generating.
AI. Tim, with Monday Sidekick. Ireland is conquered. It is completely conquered, and it's quite hilarious.
I actually agree with him. Like, this country is finished. Like, I remember, like, I've been here my whole life since I was 6 years old. My dad is Irish, of course. My dad's from Galway, but I remember coming here, like, and driving around in 2013 being like, man, this is the best country ever. Everybody used to say it, best country ever. I don't know if it's the best country ever anymore. I love Ireland, and my grandparents died here. My whole lineage of family have been here, but It's not the country I remember when I was younger. It doesn't feel the same. When I go to town now, when I go shopping, it doesn't feel the same anymore. Food shopping is there's just random people. There's a clear lack of community. Like a clear lack of community here now.
Let me pull up Sinn Féin. I love this narrative. Let's grab this here Wikipedia entry for Sinn Féin. They're the leftists in Ireland, founded in 1905. Interesting. They say the original Sinn Féin organization, founded in 1905 by Arthur Griffith, was founded in 1905. Its members founded the Revolutionary Irish Republic and its parliament, the first Dáil. Is it Dáil? I can't pronounce it.
The first Dáil. It's close enough. We're not going to hate on Tim Pool for the pronunciation. It's grand. All right. The pronunciation's fine, lads. A lot of people get mad at like the US and stuff. They're trying to help us, lads. And that's another thing I'm going to say at the end of this video. Anyone trying to help us, Isla Levant and Rebel News and the Americans, anyone trying to help us here, we should let them, lads. We should actually encourage them to help us. We need all the fucking help we can get. Why do you think we pray so much in this country? I pray all the time for God to help us in this country. We need all the help we can get, lads.
Gaelic. And many of them were active in the Irish War of Independence, during which the party was associated with the Irish Republican Army from 1919 to 1922. The party split before the Irish Civil War again, etc., etc., etc. During the Troubles, Sinn Féin was associated with the Provisional Irish Republican Army. For most of that conflict, it was affected by broadcasting bans in the Irish and British media. Although the party sat on local councils, it maintained a policy of abstentionism for the British House of Commons and the Irish Dáil. I can't pronounce Gaelic, guys. Sorry.
It's Dáil Éireann.
You know, I gotta tell you, Irish words are pronounced nowhere near as like the way they're written.
Yeah, that's a good point. That's a good point, lads. You know, I learned Irish for 12 years and I barely speak it. Like, I know a little bit. You know, Nullig Hunnaditch is coming up. That's Christmas. But I barely speak Irish anymore, lads. Jesus.
Gaelic. Standing for elections to those legislatures, but pledging not to take their seats if elected. After Gerry Adams became the party leader in 1983, electoral politics were prioritized increasingly. In 1986, the party dropped its abstentionist policy. Some members formed Republican Sinn Féin in protest. In the 1990s, Sinn Féin, under the leadership of Adams and Martin McGuinness, was involved in the Northern Ireland peace process. This led to the Good Friday Agreement and created the Northern Ireland Assembly, and saw Sinn Féin become part of the power-sharing Northern Ireland Executive. In 2006, it co-signed the St. Andrews Agreement and agreed to support the police service of Northern Ireland. Sinn Féin is the largest party in the Northern Ireland Assembly, having won the largest share of first preference votes, etc., so we understand. The name comes, the phrase Sinn Féin is Irish for ourselves, we ourselves. Really? Although it's frequently mistranslated to ourselves alone, the name is an assertion of Irish national sovereignty and self-determination. I love it.
And he's leading up to this, lads. I'll say it for him before he even says it. They're for open borders. They're for a corrupt Irish tyrannical government and open borders to just flood in people into the country. They hate Ireland. They don't give a shit about Ireland. Sinn Féin are about it for Ireland as fucking the Taliban are. They don't like us at all here, guys. Sinn Féin hate us, guys. They're not for the Irish people.
Isn't that funny? Sinn Féin is the party of the provisional IRA. These were Ireland for the Irish.
Oh, yeah.
Irish reunification. Irish Republican paramilitaries who were engaged in terror attacks in support of Ireland for the Irish.
Ireland first, you could say. You could say Ireland first. Ireland first.
Boy, has Ireland been conquered.
Yeah.
Talk about a successful campaign. The Troubles were in the late 80s and early 90s, or I suppose for some time, right?
Look at this shit, guys. The LGTB wing. Sinn Féin LGBTQIA+. What has that got to do with Irish sovereignty? Oh my God, we're cooked. We're cooked.
Man, it's really incredible how the IRA, Sinn Féin, we ourselves, is now the party of Ireland for anyone.
Oh, yeah.
That's incredible, isn't it? That party has been crushed, conquered, and destroyed. Their ideology ripped asunder. 98 to 2017. Under the 1997 Irish general election, I can't read that guy's name.
I'll be honest, lads. Quaileen, I think his name is Quaileen. O'Cailin. But your man's name there. What is that? Quavelin? No, I don't know your man's name either. Lads, if I don't know his name, Quaylin.
He was elected, and doing so became the first person under the Sinn Féin banner to be elected to Leinster House since 1957.
Queeveen, that's his name. Queeveen. There you go. Queeveen. Sorry, I had to spell it out there in my head, lads. Oh my god.
The party expelled Dennis Donaldson, the party official. Well, basically now, Sinn Féin is pro-EU, pro-globalist, pro-asylum, woke, leftist, all of that stuff.
Yes.
How did that happen?
I don't know how it happened.
It's pretty crazy. Past links with Republican paramilitaries. Following the 23 Northern Ireland election, Sinn Féin became the largest party in local government for the first time. Then in local elections in the Republic of Ireland, Sinn Féin increased their vote share, however, fell significantly short of the polls, showcasing a divide between the party's leadership and grassroots over immigration, with disgruntled Sinn Féin voters voting instead for small right-wing parties, indeed. However, in the 2024 UK general election, Sinn Féin became the single largest party representing Northern Ireland and Westminster. Y'all are conquered. There you go.
Mm-hmm.
That's just it. Many people, I'm not going to pretend to know exactly everything about Sinn Féin. It's just...
And think about Tim Pool and what Americans don't know. It's not only that Sinn Féin have now turned to this left-wing, liberal, neo-Marxist, communist, woke government, whatever, party. It's not that on its own. It's just that Ireland doesn't even have any more right-leaning parties. We have no right-leaning parties that are in power ever. Like, they're not even allowed to come into power. Zero. They won't even allow a right-wing president such as Maria Steen to even be elected, to even be on the ballot. So they're not letting any more right-leaning people into office in Ireland. It's disgusting.
What I've heard, Sinn Féin is an Irish Republican, Democratic Socialist left-wing party. Ain't that something?
That's crazy.
They were willing to murder you in the name of Ireland for the Irish. Now Ireland's for everybody else.
Mm-hmm.
Take a look at that. They do all of the woke stuff. Let's find the abortion. What about their stance on immigration? Let's pull that one up, because this is like the funniest to me, at least.
Yeah.
Let's see.
It's fucking crazy.
Blah blah blah. Going back in time. They say Sinn Féin engages in the us versus them dynamic of populism. It does so by engaging the language of the people versus elites without resorting to using anti-immigrant rhetoric. They believe in immigration, both to fill up vacancies in employment, if the system can properly integrate new immigrants, blah, 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 blah.
That's all bullshit as well. It's nothing to do with new immigrants and regular immigration. They're for mass illegal immigration in the form of IPAS centres, basically.
Now when the asylum seekers, and to be fair, Dublin is not Northern Ireland. I just think it's funny that Sinn Féin was once, Ireland for the Irish, and now it's woke leftist. That's largely the Northern Ireland conflict and all that stuff, right?
Oh, yeah.
But here we are. So the question I have for you guys for the comments. Your thoughts? Do I believe in free speech? I do.
Well, Tim Pool, if you believe in free speech, don't come to Ireland. We don't have free speech here. All right? We don't have anything here, lads. We're not free to do anything. We are basically living in communist China here, in my personal opinion.
But I have a moral view of what free speech is. Does that include blasphemy to you? Comment. Do you think blasphemy should be illegal? It was. The Founding Fathers said it was.
Mm-hmm.
Do you believe that you need to proclaim a belief in a Protestant God in order to hold a political office? Well, I believe all of the founding colonies required a professed faith in God. Indeed. The question about free speech, freedom of religion, the First Amendment is dramatically changed. A new system lies before us. But I present this story to you because we're watching riots where they torched a police vehicle. Mm-hmm. Why? Because the police and government are protecting child rapists. And everyone knows it.
Crazy.
The left is protesting ICE because they're enforcing the law against illegal immigrants who have transgressed upon American citizens. These are not the same moral issues. I don't like the riots, right? I don't think destroying a police vehicle changes a whole lot.
And actually, destroying the Garda van, it actually makes it worse because, like Philip Dwyer said, to re-migrate people, you need police vans to get these IPAS people out of here. Okay, but that's really not what they're going to be used for, right? They're going to be used to arrest Irish people.
But I'll tell you something. People become angry and people become violent and they can overthrow systems. That's what the left is trying to accomplish here, and we don't want it to happen because our system is good with some errors. The system of Ireland is bad with many errors. It's a moral threshold. I don't like the violence. I don't like the riots, but there's a reality in there. Smash the like button. Share the show with everyone you know, my friends.
Let me know your thoughts on that, guys. If you want to support me, let me know your thoughts on that. Very well said by Tim Pool. If you guys want to support me, hit the join link underneath the video so I can help support you guys push back against the mainstream media and the woke Irish government that we have, of course. We have 30 plus members now, so I greatly appreciate the love and support. Ridiculous. You know, if you ask me, guys, this is just Ireland all over the place. Like, Sinn Féin used to be for the people. We used to kind of have a country that like was for the people a little bit, at least a little bit. And now it's like, if you're for the people, you're a far right racist nutcase. How'd that happen? Who knows? I'll see you guys in the next one.